Next on the news.
She always wanted a family, but after a series of devastating pregnancy losses, a Yonkers woman turned to her faith, praying for the intercession of the patron saint of motherhood. Coming up on Currents News, I'll tell you how her prayers were answered overwhelmingly.
Mayor Eric Adams was granted a papal audience this weekend, what the Holy Father told him. Plus, a longtime St. Joseph parishioner takes us through the history of the church as it celebrates a decade as a co-cathedral. I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now. Pregnancy loss can be devastating for families. One Yonkers Catholic who wanted a family desperately leaned on her faith after learning her dream might be difficult. Her family credits the patron saint of motherhood, Saint Gerard, for giving her blessings beyond her wildest dreams. Currents News' Katie Vasquez tells us the story of Josephine Spano.
Family was always at the center of Josephine Spano's life, even in her final days as she passed away in December.
My mom, she impacted our family's life so much.
That family began July 12, 1952, when she married her teenage sweetheart, Leonard, at just 18 years old. But their wedded bliss would soon face incredible loss.
After Nick was born, she had the twins, and they passed. She had 2 miscarriages after that.
It was always Josephine's dream to have a big family, but when her dream wasn't coming true, she turned to her doctor, who gave her something that went beyond modern medicine.
He had given her a St. Gerard card, and he said, "Here, this should help you."
Josephine prayed for the intercession of the patron saint of motherhood every chance she could get. Tell me about the promise that your mom made to St. Gerard.
Give me whatever children you want to give me, but just don't take any away. And she stuck to her words.
The devout Catholic went on to have 8 boys and 8 girls.
Don't be afraid to profess that faith.
For the past 53 years, she held a small service to honor St. Gerard, doing everything she can to spread the saint's help to those who needed it.
If you wanted to have a baby, she would touch you. She'd put you in her prayer box.
Her son Lenny helped his mom create a website dedicated to the saint. He was moved by the emails they would get from people all across the country.
Some of the stories were so uplifting. Some of them were very, very tragic and sad.
And when the time came, that devotion also benefited her own family, like her granddaughter, Dana Pellegrino.
Before I said my last goodbyes to my grandma, I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, "Grandma, make sure you get me." And then a month later, we actually found out on St. Joseph's Day that it was 2.
Through her prayers, Josephine's family grew to include 16 kids, 42 grandchildren, and 28 great-grandchildren. But her kids say her legacy reaches far beyond that.
I don't think she ever realized how many lives she really touched.
Third son.
And they feel Josephine is still helping moms in need up in heaven. In Yonkers, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Wow, 16 kids. In honor of Mother's Day, Pope Francis called for a special round of applause from the pilgrims assembled in St. Peter's Square this Sunday.
E a tutte le mamme un applauso grande.
The Holy Father honoring moms all around the world, saying we reflect with gratitude on all mothers. And he urged everyone to also pray for all the moms who have gone to heaven. Meanwhile, Mayor Eric Adams met this weekend with Pope Francis at the Vatican.
I raised with him to please pray for us as we deal with the many conflicts globally, the war in Sudan, what is happening in Haiti, what's happening in the Middle East.
Adams says he also spoke with Francis about combating the rise of anti-Semitism during his audience. The mayor was in Rome attending a global conference on world peace, but said meeting with the Pope was the highlight of his trip, adding that the Holy Father shows us how to meet global challenges with compassion and love. The bishop of the Diocese of Lafayette, Louisiana, is speaking out after a teen armed with a rifle tried to get inside a Catholic church just southwest of Baton Rouge while a First Holy Communion was underway. As the FBI investigates, Bishop J. Douglas Desautels is praising the police and alert parishioners for avoiding tragedy.
There was a situation going on. There was somebody at the church with a rifle.
The chaos was captured on a live stream of the service at St. Mary Magdalen Catholic Church on Saturday, where 60 children were making their first Holy Communion. 48 minutes into the Mass, you could see a man approach Father Nicholas Dupre and whisper something in his ear. Father Dupre stopped what he was doing, then told everyone to sit, and he started praying the Hail Mary.
I would like everyone to join me in prayer.
But attention soon turned to the back of the church. Police descended on the church, even on the sanctuary, where altar servers ran to safety and clergy crouched behind the altar. According to witnesses, the teen, dressed in black and armed with a rifle, was confronted by parishioners, escorted outside, and placed under arrest. Witnesses say police were concerned there could have been another person with guns inside the church, so they went in for a sweep.
So guys, just get a hold of your child, go slowly. We did apprehend a young man. He is in custody. He is in the police custody. Calm down and just get next to your child and go slowly.
The diocese has added security at St. Mary Magdalen for all upcoming masses. A milestone anniversary for the co-cathedral of St. Joseph, as it marks a decade as a cathedral after being officially dedicated in 2014. The co-cathedral of St. Joseph has held countless masses and ceremonial rites over the years, bringing people from across the Diocese of Brooklyn together. One parishioner has seen the church through various changes in the 53 years she has attended. As we mark the occasion, Currents News' Katie Vasquez tells us about the church's past and its future.
All of this is new. This used to be a funeral home.
Lita Wickham is a fixture in Prospect Heights, a community she's lived in for more than 5 decades.
Build up new apartments. Some of the parishioners used to live there.
And while the landscape has changed over the years, the one constant has been her church, the co-cathedral of St. Joseph. She joined the church, which was known as St. Joseph Parish, in 1970. And on September 4th, 1971, she was married here to her late husband, Victor, and watched her children make their sacraments.
I love coming here because there's a sense of peace. When I walk in the church, I feel that sense of peace.
But she admits it wasn't always as beautiful as it is now.
Some of the windows were broken, a lot of pigeons in the choir loft. We never used that choir loft at all.
Even the rectory was used for masses. Tell me about the memories you have in this room.
This used to be our old chapel, and this is where we congregated for Mass on Sundays in the wintertime. We couldn't heat the church.
The church is celebrating 10 years as a cathedral after it was officially dedicated on May 13th, 2014. Offering a space for parishioners from across the diocese to celebrate, a moving sight to behold for co-cathedral rector Father Christopher Henue.
Being able to witness the various cultural events that happen here, encountering people from all over the diocese and across the country and across the world has been a real joy for me.
And Father Henue is keeping that momentum going with big changes on the horizon.
Handicap accessibility to the church, to the basement, more bathrooms and ramp access.
Meanwhile, Lita is excited to see what's in store for the future and hopes to pass the torch on to the next generation.
We are getting older. We need the new ones and the younger ones to do what we used to do.
In Prospect Heights, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
And young people descended on the co-cathedral of St. Joseph this weekend for a massive block party. There were bounce houses, music, food, even rock climbing right outside the church as parishioners and people who live in Prospect Heights celebrated the 10th anniversary of St. Joseph's dedication as the co-cathedral of the Diocese of Brooklyn. There were rides and games for kids of all ages. Looks like fun. Before we go, do you have a story idea or want to share a tip? Email us at newstips@desalesmedia.org or call our 24-hour number, 718-517-3122. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.